Alright, chat, we're back. Let me go to. Oh, not that one. This one. Gotta get rid of. Gotta get rid of the enemy. But cheek, but cheek, but cheek, but cheek, but cheek, but cheek. Wait, was that really 37 or 36 minutes already? That's actually crazy. Oh wait, no, it was 15 minutes. The hell am I talking about, bro? Um anyways, we're gonna watch the when the horror villain knows he's inside of a movie. I don't know if I know this creator or not, if I've watched their videos before, but regardless, that's what we're gonna watch.
Oh, come on. Stop being such a coward. Do you think it's enough? I mean, you want a real ending, right? With plausible plot development, don't you?
This is probably one of the most challenging films I've ever seen, and the most unsettling part is that when I started watching it, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. Instead, during the first few minutes, I thought I was watching a typical genre film, with two intruders breaking into an ordinary family's home.
Why are you doing this? Why not?
To make their lives a living hell.
Okay, let's play another game.
Wait, this seems really interesting. I want to watch this movie now. Should I not watch this and just watch the movie and then come back to this video? Ah, fuck it. It's fine if it gets spoiled. I don't know if I'll actually watch the movie. I don't even know what movie this is yet, but
And that's exactly
we'll see.
what happens for the first 30 minutes. Until we get to this moment, where one of these two psychos forces the woman to go find her dog.
Cold. Ice cold.
And then, this happens.
Warmer. Warmer.
And yeah, in case you were wondering, he is looking straight at you. This is the first time the guy breaks the fourth wall in the movie, and it's because he's fully aware that he's in it.
What would you like to hear? What would make you happy? None of what I said is true. You know that as well as I do.
And you'd think that watching a movie where the illusion is shattered so early on would make it less impactful, but it's actually the complete opposite.
It's boring when mutes suffer. We want to entertain our audience, right? Show them what we can do.
And that's why I want to talk about what makes it so unsettling. Though, before we go any further, maybe you don't remember or haven't seen the movie, so let me give you a bit of context. These are Anne, George, and George Jr., a family we know absolutely nothing about who have gone to their lake house when suddenly a stranger shows up at their home.
Hello. Sorry to disturb you. I'm staying next door.
And his first appearance begins with
Bro, I would never talk to or let this man inside of my house. What the hell was that acting? Bro was trying to be the most suspicious person ever.
Sorry to disturb you. I'm staying next door.
And his first appearance begins with a seemingly...
Sorry to disturb you. I'm staying next door. Would you please let me inside of your house so I can kill you? Like, what?
Mrs. Thompson sent me. She's cooking and she ran out of eggs and asked if you could help her out.
The thing is, little by little, the situation starts to feel more and more unnerving. First, he drops the eggs and asks for more.
You'll still have 4 left. It's a box for the dozen, isn't it? Or am I mistaken?
Then, he drops Anne's phone into the water.
Oh, God.
What? Oh, no.
And finally, when she asked him to leave,
Look, before you destroy the rest of the kitchen, maybe you should just take the eggs and leave. All right?
the scene escalates. Now she's not just up against one intruder, but two, with an attitude that grows increasingly invasive.
Would you mind if I tried this? Just once, please? real quick.
However, it never becomes explicitly violent.
Please just go, right now.
Did I do something wrong?
I asked you to leave. I want you to go.
See the dog?
Honey,
Video?
At least not until George enters the scene.
What the hell is going on
What's
here?
going on, sir? He asked for the eggs, the dog attacked him, they broke. Now he would like some more. What is so difficult to understand?
That's when for the
Yeah,
first
yeah.
time,
Why are they getting so aggressive now? They're like, "Oh, you want me to leave? Fuck you. Fuck you. I want more eggs. Let me have more eggs. I want to destroy the rest of your cell phones. And I need more eggs."
we witness a physical attack.
Right now.
Mr. Farber.
What?
And as you can see, it's composed of 3 shots. First, a shot of the golf club,
Right now.
Mr. Farber.
What?
then one of George, and finally, one of him falling. But what's missing is what happens in between, the actual blow. This is something that happens repeatedly throughout the entire movie, which is no small detail, since the story essentially revolves around how these 2 individuals torment a family. Yet, we never explicitly see the violence. It always happens off-screen, conveyed through sound.
This is... Whoever made this movie, and whatever movie this is, they really knew what they were doing when they made this movie. Oh my gosh, I need to watch this.
Plus, even though the violence isn't shown, these moments aren't stylized the way they often are in other films. Because one thing is how this sounds, and a completely different one is how this other moment sounds,
Exactly. Daddy would like to play too.
which almost feels like the audio is about to clip, making it borderline unbearable. But at its core, the decision not to show violence serves 2 purposes. First, it avoids falling into the very...
Why is the guy who plays the Abomination in The Incredible Hulk here? Sorry, it's just so distracting to me. Cause like I know that guy, I don't remember his name. I don't remember the actor's name or anything. I just know this guy from that one movie, and I've never seen him on anything else. So it's incredibly distracting.
the movie is criticizing, because Funny Games isn't just a genre film, it's a commentary on the genre itself. And second, it's meant to provoke you, the viewer.
Warmer.
That's exactly why the next scene,
Warmer.
when Peter forces Anne to look for her dog,
Warmer.
is so unsettling. When he looks straight at the camera, you're no longer just on the victim's side. You become complicit with the perpetrator.
They don't want to bet. Well, it's not an option. There has to be a bet. I mean, what do you think? You think they stand a chance?
And this is something
Oh,
you can
that's
see
so
in the
weird.
original Austrian version of the film from 1997, which the director later remade shot for shot in 2007 to reach a wider audience. In the original, this moment becomes even more
What?
iconic.
Wait. So this movie's been made before, and he made the movie again exactly the same, but in modern time or more modern times. Holy shit, the dedication.
As the character goes so far as to wink at the audience. This is because director Michael Haneke wasn't trying to make a conventional genre film.
By the way, this video is really good. This is the guy who made it, is Lancelotti. Props to this man. Holy shit, he deserves more subscribers. But yeah, this is really good. Apparently the game is called, or the movie is called Funny Games, I think is what he said. Yeah. I'm gonna watch this at some point. I might watch this after stream actually. But yeah, this guy's really good at his at what he does. I think I might upload this as a YouTube video, because this is a super engaging video.
Rather a reflection on the genre, where the most important dialogue isn't between the characters, but between the film and the audience.
Why don't you just kill us?
You shouldn't forget the importance of entertainment.
And with that direct glance at the camera, it's almost as if he's asking you, is this what you came to see? Because as viewers, we walked into the theater to watch a movie that, based on the trailer, promised a typical genre film where we'd see the protagonists endure a series of struggles and physical punishments. After all, isn't that what we expect from movies like this? Well, the twist is that with what happens in the remaining hour and 15 minutes of the movie, you'll probably wish you'd never chosen to watch it. And today, I want to talk about why the experience of watching this film is truly unbearable. But before we continue, I want to take a moment to thank today's sponsor, Skillshare, which has been an incredible help throughout 2020.
Anyways, this is this guy's sponsor. I am going to skip it because I don't know. I just don't want to watch the sponsor. Sorry, bro, but I don't want to watch the
It's an
sponsorship.
awesome game. It's called Cat in a Bag. It's really fun. Here we go. Don't panic. Nothing's going to happen. I said it was a fun
You
game.
see, there are plenty of reasons why funny games is such an exhausting experience.
I don't think that fun game of suffocating somebody with a bag is actually as fun as you think it is.
After all, Haneke wasn't trying to make a satisfying movie for the audience. Quite the opposite, actually, since he wanted you to walk out of the theater feeling frustrated.
It's okay. I'm not doing anything to him.
And Haneke applies this approach in several ways, such as with a structure that feels like an endless vicious circle, almost making you, as a viewer, feel deceived. For example, at the 54-minute mark, the son escapes, and just when we thought he might have a chance to make it, he discovers that the neighbors are dead, only for Paul
Oh, what
to
the fuck?
and drag him back to the house.
Wait, so they've already done this whole thing to other people? What?
This alone wouldn't be unusual, but what makes it impactful is how Haneke repeats this device later on, because then, at an hour and 2 minutes, something else happens. A gunshot off screen. Once again, we don't see the action. Instead, we get a 1-minute shot of a TV broadcasting a car race, with red droplets splattered across the screen. A clear reference to how we consume violence as if it were just another form of entertainment.
Wait, that's so smart. That is so... That's a good shot. Oh my gosh.
Tubby, when you're counting, you don't kill the person who's counted out. You kill the one left over. What's wrong with you?
We don't even know who got shot, and the only thing we hear during this shot is a conversation, along with the relentless background noise of cars passing by. Noise that, much like the film itself, isn't meant to be entertaining, but rather unsettling.
Come on. Let's get out of here. Thanks to the driver.
After this, the two psychos leave, and we cut to a shot that lingers for an agonizing 9 minutes of uncertainty, where we don't even know...
9 minutes? What? That's gotta be the longest... Oh my gosh, that's gotta be the longest shot of almost nothing happening in any movie I've ever heard of.
is still alive. All we see is Anne, struggling clumsily to get up. With this shot, Haneke is showing us the exact opposite of what we're used to seeing in films of this genre, by showing us his victims in the immediate aftermath of trauma. And this entire segment is dedicated to that. There's no payoff, the kind audiences are conditioned
Oh, God.
to expect. Instead, we're forced to sit through the fallout, the consequences, which in this case are particularly harrowing, because we're watching parents mourn the death of their child.
Oh god. Are you serious?
Dad, please, please.
Which is yet another subversion of the genre, where children are usually off limits because while watching a teenager fall victim to a slasher can be entertaining, the anguish of grieving parents is anything but.
They killed my son.
And that's why this entire segment gives us a false sense of closure. We're led to believe the movie is wrapping up, and that the danger has passed, but the script's capricious nature pulls us right back to square one. The characters once again trapped inside the house.
What the
Structurally,
fuck?
the film feels completely arbitrary, following
What?
no clear logic. But that's precisely the point, to toy with our expectations.
Wait, this is the most insane movie plot I've ever... This is crazy.
I'll get it. Golf clubs ring away.
You can see this approach clearly in how Haneke plays with Chekhov's gun, a dramatic principle that states that if an element is introduced in the first act, such as a gun hanging on the wall, it should be used by the third act. Otherwise, showing it would create a false expectation. Fully aware that this is a narrative convention, the film deliberately decides to break it toward the end.
We need a sharp knife. Okay.
Take, for example, a knife that George Jr. asks Anne for early on. It pops up repeatedly throughout the film, with the camera deliberately emphasizing, and in the end, it's presented as a potential way out, only to be casually discarded. But the moment where the
Damn.
deliberately arbitrary narrative reaches its peak comes at this point, the most blatant narrative trap in the entire film. The one that, if you weren't already angry enough, might just make you want to get up and walk out of the theater.
In films, you know, you're used to cheering on violence, and he gives you that one moment where you do punch the sky.
It's the scene where Anne grabs the shotgun for a brief second and shoots one of the boys, only for Peter to grab the remote control and rewind the film.
What? What? Bro thinks he's Thanos? What the fuck? Oh, this is insane. Oh my gosh.
Erasing her action and correcting his mistake.
What the fucking... What is going on? What is this movie? I need... Oh my gosh.
And then you realize he's playing with you again, and then you go, oh, you know.
You know, I kind of wish I didn't watch this video and I just took it as I'm gonna watch this movie by myself. But, you know, I've watched the video. I know basically the whole plot now, but...
Regret it. You regret
Interesting.
it didn't happen. You regret that you craved it. You feel guilty. You feel very manipulated.
Obviously, this is where the film's constant meta-cinema elements become even more apparent. At this point, the villains stop being mere characters and turn into nothing more than narrative devices. That's why they feel like blank slates. Despite their charisma, they lack any real backstory or personality, and the same goes for the family. We know virtually nothing about them. They have no defining traits. We don't know what they do for a living, and their relationships are as archetypical as they come.
That's... Yeah, that is why this is weird, is... Like you said, we don't know anything about any of these characters at all. Like, any person in this movie, we don't know anything about them.
Actions feel generic.
It's strange.
Reinforcing the sense that they exist purely to serve the film's experiment, rather than to be relatable or fully realized characters. In fact, Haneke flips the typical tropes of this kind of film with this couple, because by the end, when both characters are captured again, the movie refuses to offer the audience any sense of solace or emotional relief.
Why would you believe me?
1, 2.
Instead of a final moment of mutual comfort between them, we get this.
Well, I'll start with her then.
The battery wasn't dead yet.
A complaint from the father to the mother, delivered with a gaze that lingers for the entire minute-long shot. Here, just like throughout the entire film, George isn't a heroic figure at all. Actually, he's practically useless. An almost emasculated father figure who does nothing but sit there. On top of that, his presence becomes even more insignificant as the film progresses toward its conclusion, with the visual language becoming increasingly radical in how it handles off-screen
Yeah, this
space.
character, the dad character, is the exact opposite of the character that he plays in The Incredible Hulk, which, again, is the only movie that I know him from. But yeah, it's interesting to see him in the exact opposite role from the other movie.
By the final act, it takes things to the extreme. Once we cut away from this shot, George doesn't appear on screen again for the rest of the film, even though he's right there, sitting next to her, sharing the scene for another 9 minutes. This technique is used constantly throughout the film, forcing the audience into discomfort with long, drawn-out shots that deliberately limit what we can see and make us increasingly impatient. However, this particular moment pushes Haneke's approach to its absolute limit. And this idea of all the elements being practically blank slates extends to the setting as well. Just look at the house, which lacks any signs of life from a production design standpoint. There are no personal photos, not a single memorable prop. It all feels completely artificial, and that's intentional. They exist merely as the necessary subjects of the two psychos' twisted game, which, in turn, mirrors the very game we, the audience, are part of. Except, in our case, it's not orchestrated by the psychos, but by the director himself, who speaks to us through them. All of these dialogues...
But isn't fiction real? Why? Well, you can see it in the movie, right?
Funny games? Yeah, I didn't know this movie existed, but I'm definitely gonna watch it after my stream is over. Insane movie, loved it. Yeah, like no, I watched this whole video and I kind of wish I didn't watch this video and I would have just been like, I'm gonna watch the movie first and then come back to this video. I really wish I did that because this movie is fucking insane and I really want to watch it. It's a remake. I want to see the original. I think it was Dutch. Interesting. I think the way this YouTuber presented it was that he recreated the entire movie shot for shot and that it was like his movie and then he just redid the exact same movie again. Is that true? Or is it a guy did a remake of a different person's movie? My only complaint is that it's slow at times, not really on the edge of your seat the whole time, but Michael Pitt is awesome. They did the same thing with Psycho. Which one is Psycho? Is that the Here's Johnny? Is that that one? Or is that a totally different movie? I think the original or the remake and the original have different directors. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll have to look that up later. No, that's The Shining. Which one's Psycho? You're right. That is The Shining. I should have remembered that. Psycho is Alfred Hitchcock. It's Alfred Hitchcock, right? Shower scene, the haunted hotel. It's the one. Damn, which one's the one with the two twin girls that are standing at the end of the hallway, and the hallway has like a red carpet, and it's got a weird design on it. The Shining. Okay. All right. Yeah. I haven't really watched a lot of like classic horror movies, so I'm not too educated on this. I have seen Scream though, but like who hasn't seen Scream? If you're a fan at all of horror movies, who hasn't seen Scream? Shining is Kubrick. Hitchcock was a better director. Like I said, I have no horse in this race. I don't really know anything. So all right, this video's almost over. After it's over, I'm going to end the Twitch stream real quick and I'll be right back in about 30 seconds cuz I'm going to upload this to my second YouTube channel as a reaction video.
Of course.
They're nothing more than Hanukkah making his commentary.
C'est un film sur la représentation de la violence dans les médias, dans le cinéma. C'est une sorte, au moins c'est l'essai d'analyser dans l'œuvre, de donner l'analyse de l'œuvre dans l'œuvre.
It is a very good analyzation of like the tropes and like, I hate to say this, what's the thing that they said in Star Wars, Rian Johnson, subvert your expectations of the genre. I fucking hate that I'm referencing Ryan Johnson, but you know, here we are.
And it's just as real as reality. Because you can see it too. Right?
Anyways, good video. If you guys don't know, this is the guy who made the video. I subscribed and liked immediately after watching like 5 minutes of this because it was just that good of a video. Scream is lousy to me. Wes Craven did way better than that with Nightmare on Elm Street.